This one is called fake loading. So why is it called like this? I'll show you why. I'm actually running my application now. I've created my application minutes ago, and I just want to show you what does it mean, fake loading. So when my application starts, a loading screen will be shown. Okay, so it was saying please wait, loading, and the little rounded thing was just rotating, and suddenly it's a welcome label. So this was actually just a fake loading I've just created, and it wasn't loading at all. So I'm gonna teach you one thing about a new object which is called the UI activity indicator view. So this one actually indicates that some process is taking time, is now loading, and you have to wait to get what you want. But for the sake of simplicity, I'm gonna do this as a fake loading, not a real one. Of course, there is some useful this object is useful in some real places where there is an actual loading, but for now I'm gonna show you how to fake your loading, and this will help you to make your application more, let's say, real, and people will actually appreciate this when they see a loading screen. They will just think that this is a huge application and it's actually loading. And one more thing, there is also the progress bar or the progress view. The difference between activity indicator and the progress view is one thing, which is the progress view takes values from 0 to 100, let's say, and you know where it is now. So let's say you can track the progress in it, while in the indicator view you cannot predict when will your application be loaded, or when this loading thing will be done, will be over. So this is the only difference between them. And to use so now you know when to use an activity indicator view and when to use a progress view. One more example: if you want to download a file from the internet, you will get a progress view, because the size of the file is known, the speed, the download speed is also known, so a progress view can be used. But on the other hand, if this file has an unknown size, or there is page loading of unknown size, then you only have to use the activity indicator. Now, enough with talking, let's just create a new project and I'll show you how this indicator will work. And there are few attributes for this indicator if you want to use it. So let's call my project indicator. Place it on your desktop. I usually place them on my desktop so I can delete them directly after recording my video. So here's my project. Go to your .xib, your nib file, to start designing our interface. Our interface will be really simple. Drag this one and let's call it loading, and I like to center things using this grid. Drag this one, which is our UI indicator what? UI activity indicator view. So this will be loading, and we want this to spin for around 2 seconds, and or let's say 4 seconds. After spinning for 4 seconds, it will disappear, and the label here will change to welcome. So what do we want to do? First of all, we want to declare those two those two objects in our .h file and modify them in our .m file. You will be learning about one new concept, which is calling a method, uh, it's called automatic calling of a method. So instead of waiting to press on a button to get your method executed, well, there is a new concept, which is whenever this view loads, whenever your application runs, wait for 4 seconds, then execute a certain method. I know I'm not explaining this well, so I'll jump into some coding and you'll get it right away. So control drag your label and call it my label, of course, and control drag this white rounded thing and call it my activity indicator view. Okay, jump to your .m file. Of course, erase everything except for the view did load, because we'll be using it later on. Make some space. Okay, so what I want to do is, what do I want to do? Okay, first of all, I want this thing to start spinning whenever I run the application. To do this, just open a bracket, type the name of your thing, which is my activity, and okay, this is it, space, and type the method you want to execute, which is start animating. So this one will actually let this circular thing start spinning, animating. I'm gonna run my program to show you what's the difference, or how does this method run. Okay. This video is taking too much time. It's 7:30. Okay. So it's actually loading. This line of code, start animating, will let this activity indicator just start animating. Okay, and it won't stop forever. Okay, let's just not waste some more time, and I'll be quitting my... Okay, I'm not gonna quit this simulator. I'm just gonna continue my coding, and I realized that just continue with your code, and just when you're finished, press on the run button, and your simulator will be much faster in executing your application. So now view did load. So when my application runs, this one will be executed, and the animation or the activity indicator view will start animating. Now I want to call another method after 4 seconds to tell my activity indicator to stop animating and to disappear. And then at the same time, I want this loading to change into welcome. This is easy. Just type mylabel.txt equals welcome. But the hard part, or the new part, is calling a method after a certain time. So let's just copy it from my resources, and actually it's here, copy, paste. I'm gonna go to my .m file, sorry for... okay, so now it's actually... okay, so this line of code here will execute this method, my method name. I have to replace it with my method name, and after a delay of 2.0 seconds. So let's make this 4 seconds, and my method name, I have to create a method first, then replace this one. So let's just create a method dash void my method, open curly brace, and implement whatever you want here. So now I can change this one to my method. Okay, so actually when my application runs, the activity indicator view will animate. Then after 4 seconds, this method will be triggered, which is actually what's inside this one. So here I can change first of all my label dot text and make it welcome. The second thing I want to do is to hide or to stop my indicator view from animation. My activity indicator view stop animating. So let's just run my application to see the results. Okay, so as you can see, this will be executing in a much faster time, I guess. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this has stopped and this label has become welcome instead of loading, but we want this one to disappear. So to make it disappear, just use the hidden what's called the hidden attribute. My activity indicator view dot hidden equals to yes. So now one last time I'm gonna run my program, my application, and you can see 1, 2, 3, 4. So here it is, a fake loading. You can use it in your application and it will be helpful. I'm sorry for this long video, it's almost 12 minutes, but hope you enjoyed it and see you in the next tutorial. Bye bye.